It's Thanksgiving 2022. I'm in this. I spoke to my son Alexander, who is my extra special, um, as far as star date goes. Um, I mentioned to him that my father and I were watching a football game, which like never happens, but being that we have nowhere to go, no one to see, and it's just us here. The football was on, the American football, so we are watching, respectfully spectating. Um, and so it brought up that I just feel odd watching it without my children, being that it's their thing, or one of their things. They mentioned something in this presentation of American football on this Thanksgiving, um, about um, a name I have heard in my field experience. They have a name that came on the box of the videos games that the boys play, Modern Warfare being one of them, and John Madden being the other. I did not realize that he passed away, but they pointed out today respectfully that there is a man named John Madden. He is not just a merchandise video game and a household name. He's a household name for other reasons, which I did not know. So, respectfully, I mentioned to my son that I have one foot in his world today, and one foot in my own. I got to see what John Madden looked like. I did not realize the name behind the brand, or the, I don't know what to call it. Um, Also, they had on, respectfully, this commercial, and it is one face speaking to four of the same faces at the table, and it's very difficult to tell the difference of the faces. Also very difficult. Like, he speaks with one as the Giants, one as the Cowboys, one as something else. I mean, there's two other people at the table, and he's speaking to all of them as if they're the same. And when I think of American football, I don't really know any different. So it is very reminiscent when I mention the word American and football in the same pattern. There's no invoking a response. It's just as placid as this, just for self, refer. Somebody wrote to Lewis. Spector wrote to Lewis. Self. I'm self-reflective, but like self-reference something. Um, I forget the word now, but I knew what he meant. Um, and it brings me back to the first time I ever saw the reference to football. Dan from study hall with Mr. Healy and with, the other person that was in study hall at one point before driver's ed began, um, which was like my only, like, I don't know, to that year. There was like no homeroom that year. It was weird. Um, but messages came via study hall. So anyhow, so that year, Dan invited me to his parents' house for Super Bowl. I didn't know what that was. It was a thing that the teenagers gathered for. Um, so I went to Dan's house for this Super Bowl that I did not know what it was. Apparently, it is this American football. It was the first Super Bowl, and it was my introduction into, I suppose, the NFL. First time I had ever heard of it. And there was a gathering, and it was a private gathering, and there were it was all respectful young men, and I was invited in. And then I guess it was like an introductory to football or to NFL. I'm not quite sure what it was exactly. Um, but this late in the game and this late in my season, it seems really important to reference that there was such a meeting, such a place, such an invitation extended at one point, which seemed very um, just like a regular gathering of respectful people who are respectful in their daily lives and expect respectful things for themselves and good wishes for the other people in the room.
If I may, I look around the league and I look around this table, and there's an awful lot to be thankful for. To the Bills, I'm thankful for snowplows and shovels. I'm thankful you conquered the white stuff and the red zone. And I'm thankful that come February, there'll be no snow in Arizona. To the Lions, I am thankful you're winning. Normally, you're turkey. We have it every year on Thanksgiving, even though it's not very good. But you're here, you're alive, and to quote your head coach's favorite singer, nothing else matters. The Cowboys are here. Thank you, Tony Pollard, for exciting Tony Romo, for channeling Tony Dorsett, and for winning Jerry a Tony Award, Best Performance by an Ensemble. I knew you could do it. And lastly, the Giants.
Now, Tony is spelled to New York, just saying, to NY. In like the Big Apple, right? It's the center of a lot of things. It seems at this point in my life to be like the epicenter of like what happened.
I'm thankful for Bill Cowher. Coach has picked against you and been wrong 5 times this year. But despite the turtlenecks, we don't mock, we thank because I think it helped. And personally, I'm thankful for JB, Boomer, Phil, Coach, and Nate for allowing me to visit your table. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Enjoy the pie. Oh, happy Thanksgiving, JB.
Yeah.
All right, we got a little pop.
So this is like a first time experience in this decade, especially being by myself with not having a reason to experience this today other than in-house lockdown in New York on a holiday that I should be spending with my 4 creations in my own home, but all of that's been taken from me. So now I don't have 3, I'm down to 1. And as far as birthdays go for Zodiac, there is somebody in this house of NFL that happens to have a special timing with my own birth. I happen to then create the cosmos again with the special child I birthed. So he's spending Thanksgiving yet another year with strangers instead of with his real family. In whatever they're doing in the category of humanity is really off. And it's noticeable. And I'm breaking my vow of silence to speak to myself on camera so I don't have to embarrass my children with the disgusting whatever that's going on in dangerous places. Now, here's the man, John Madden, behind the video game and the legend of, I don't know, it's the first time I'm actually hearing that he's not like the creator of the video game, he's something more special.
As part of his enormous Hall of Fame legacy, John Madden's magnetic personality
forged a relationship between this great American holiday and the sport that we all love, which is why today the league honors him with the John Madden Thanksgiving celebration. And hello, folks, and welcome to a very special Thanksgiving edition of the NFL Today presented by Ram Trucks. I'm James Brown, and I know the guys think I might be teasing normally, but I'm really thankful to be here in Studio 43 with my colleagues, the former league MVP, that would be Boomer Esiason, the multi-talented Emmy Award-winning Nate Burleson, and we say it with reverence, the Hall of Fame coach Bill Cowher, and two-time Super Bowl champ and MVP Mr. Phil Simms. You know what? In just about a half hour,
I'm on Avenue 43 today. Just saying. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. It's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxy is broken. And it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.